All right, I've just finished the last match, fourth match of the playoffs round. Of which sport is better, to determine which is the best sport of 16 sports. So, the playoffs round is done. So this is a recap of the playoffs round and a announcing of the matches, the next two matches in the semifinals where 4 sports compete. So let's go over the playoffs. It's going to be playoff recaps. Playoffs recap. And I'm going to go over who was in each match, and I'm going to circle the winner from each match. So, in the water polo or boxing first match, there was a surprise, and water polo beat out my favorite sport, boxing. I don't want to talk about it. I convinced myself water polo. This is to see why I'm doing this. I'm like, it's interesting to see where I can surprise myself. And match 2, there was another, I wouldn't necessarily say it was the level of an upset, but it was a surprising outcome. So, whoa, I spelled bobsled wrong. I'm on fire. All right, so in match 2, it was soccer versus bobsled, and bobsled, the winter Olympic sport, took it. It won. It did. And match 3, I think it was the biggest upset of the round. I don't know. I'm still like, I just don't want to talk about it. The first match. So the third match. This is like, okay, at least this one was like, I can see it. And like, I can still see it with water polo or boxing, but just like, whew. Okay. I still love boxing though. I feel like it doesn't mean it's any less of a sport. This is just like a competition and talking through it, and it's like, I gave myself a good guiding question. So the guiding question for the playoffs was, would I play this sport moving forward? I don't know if I actually answered in the triathlon or fencing one, but it was fencing because of the indoors and the skin cancer thing. Like, I get to stay protected, so I have that peace of mind, which I didn't with triathlon. So in case I didn't say it then, I'm just reiterating it now. But that's getting ahead of myself. Match 3 was rugby or curling. And curling, the winter sport, took it. And the last match, triathlon or fencing. Fencing took it. So these are the results. This is the recap for the playoffs round. We have 4 sports emerging from the matches as winners, and the first one was water polo, and the second match it was bobsled, and the third match it was curling, and in the fourth match it was fencing. So, how do I determine who plays off against each other in the semifinals? Well, it looks like I have 2 winter Olympic sports and 2 summer Olympic sports, 2 winter and 2 summer. So I think I'm going to have them pair off. So that way in the championship, we have representation from both Olympic games, the winter and the summer. So semifinals matches. So 4 sports are competing for 2 spots at the championship round. Did I write this right? I did write this right. All right. In the first match, we are going to have bobsled facing off against curling. Dun, dun, dun. 2 winter Olympics sports, winter Olympic Games sports facing off against each other. And in the second match, it is going to be fencing. I can't spell today. Or I can't write that time. Fencing facing off against water polo. How is this gonna go? I don't know. I keep surprising myself. My heart's just going, what the heck is going on, Tanis? So, these are the next matches in the semifinals. So, prepare yourself. The rounds are getting a little bit shorter. Oh, I did come up with, I've been thinking about questions for each round. So, in the first round, the preliminary, or I'll do this in the final recap. I'll go over the questions for each round. But the questions for the semifinals round is, okay, it's not really a question. It's like an evaluation. Like, how am I comparing these sports against each other? It is going to be an evaluation of the physical, mental, social, health, and wellness of athletes in the sport. So that's kind of my guiding theme in evaluating these 4 sports in these 2 matches. Stay tuned for the first match of round 3, the first match of the semifinals. Bobsled or curling, which sport is better?